What's up, guys? It's Mrjamvad, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And today we're going to be using this team by Spooky Z. Well, I'm not sure if it's his team, but he passed it to me, so shout outs to him. Got his first PL win earlier this week, so the progress is crazy. But this is going to be a goodbye to Isles of Armor video. So I played a few games with this team, and I lost quite a few, and I'm lying. But what I've come to realize is something I'm noticing, because I need to re-up, for this metagame. I definitely towards the end part just kind of I haven't been playing as much as I could, and I just wasn't enjoying it. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you, just like everybody else. And beyond that point, I don't want to force a live. You can after sometimes you play and then you kind of get into the swing of things. But there's some times where I'm just like, man, like, I'm not in the mood to face or use the same exact thing I used yesterday. And so I'm not as in tune with the metagame as I should be. And because of that, I find myself losing to things that, in hindsight, are obvious that I could have won. But also, I'm noticing that people just don't prep for Volk. Like, I see so many teams 6-0 by Volk, and I'm like, okay, they certainly have this, and this, because otherwise they lose. And then I come to realize, if you saw in the Scrafty live, oh, they just lose. Oh, they just don't have a Volk. Oh, okay, that's what people. Oh, okay. And so, biggest lesson is just kind of to don't assume the utmost. And you're gonna see how that'll reflect in these next couple of games, as I'll refresh you guys on what I mean. Immediately, and I look at this team, it's very Zero Aura susceptible. Incredibly Zero Aura susceptible. Volswitch would have been so nice versus this team, but we can outplay either way. Very Dragapult susceptible as well. Clefable upon Calm Minding quite literally sweeps, unless that's probably offensive Volk. So I'm gonna do is Clef it, force the Volk to set up, Hippowdon kill, and then Clef sweep or Volk sweep. And so in order to do that, I'm going to need Stealth Rocks first and foremost. Skarmory can only be beat, as far as I can tell, by Volcarona, and I have quite a few answers to that. So leaning to the Volk sweep. So phase one, like, this is an example I'm talking about. Like, right, this should be his rocker, but this could be special. Let's learn. This could be special. I haven't seen a special one, but so basically in the other games, I'm like, okay, so like, for example, let's say Como is his only way to top Zero Aura, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if Como is his only Zero Aura answer, certainly he wouldn't stay in and do something like this, right? And like, for example, like, I'm like, okay, certainly he wouldn't have done that. But he did do the thing that I thought he wouldn't do, because it wasn't in his best interest to do it. And so now I'm going to 3 layers up, even if he has spikes. And there's the Volcarona. So now I think he's getting impatient. He's like, okay, I'm going to set up and sweep. Fiery Dances, gets the boost. We're going to slack off here. Get Fiery Dances again. Doesn't get the boost. So I'm thinking he thought that I would switch or Whirlwind him. And so Volcarona is gone. As I said, remove the Volk, and then, but like, these are the things I'm talking about. I'm like, why would you do that if you need Volk? And so I'm just done assuming, like, okay, the person thought this through, and I'm done. I'm just gonna switch into my Hippowdon and attack the Volcarona. And that's not like a slight to my opponent, right? It's interesting that he went this. If it's a Calm Mind variant, then Volk 1v1s. If it's not, and it's some kind of, I'll just go to Volcarona. I don't know what the downside of that Volcarona is. It might be like Specs or something. Yeah, that looks like. So I'm gonna Quiver Dance here. Do these run Toxic? Side shock. Okay. Curious as to what's going on right now. So safeguard up here, and then that should seal the deal. Like stuff like this, I was like, no, it can't be that simple, right? Well, it turns out it is. I've come to learn it is that simple. So roost, quiver dance again. I guess I'm supposed to pay attention to my health and stuff too. One more turn to safeguard, and then safeguard on the next turn. Yeah. So we're like outside of the range of anything else. But like Volk wins. How many seismitoss does he have? A lot. So I gotta be mindful of safeguard turns, plus quiver dance turns. Okay, cool. No, I've used this set before. I've just never really played it in like the way it's being played right now, like a whole setup sweep type of situation. So let's roost again to mitigate the seismic toss so I can safeguard, and roost I've only used 10. But the reason I'm roosting is because I don't want him to go to Shifu. He's leftovers. That just hit me. He's leftovers. Seismic toss 20. Just dawned on me that he's leftovers. So he's doing 26% with seismic toss. If he seismic tosses again, and then I safeguard that turn, no, roost is the play. Because what I don't want is for him to seismic toss on a turn that I say, like, if, let's say I let him seismic toss me there and then I safeguarded, because I don't need my roost. I just need right. And so we'll flamethrower him twice. It should be enough now, yeah. And so now I roost again and then knock him out. If he soft boils, then yeah, like I'm way outside of range of Urshifu, which is what I wanted to do. So he just forfeits. I'm not even +6. Like, you can't eat the flamethrowers. And so it forfeits. I don't know what, guys, inform me of what's going on the ladder right now. You guys know I don't ladder per se. Like, I'll come on lives and I record. That's the only time I'm on the ladder. So a lot of times I'll have a lot of metagame knowledge gaps unless I sit down. Generally, when I sit down and actually practice, then I'll have metagame knowledge. And that's when you'll see me soar to, like, you know, the top of the ladder, high 1900s and whatnot in the lives. That's when I'm practice, like, and I know the metagame like the back of my hand. I know what everything does. I know the roles. And it's my fault. It's my fault that I don't know the roles. I don't regret it. I mean, I just didn't want to play. But it's just really interesting how Volk weak everybody is. Like, look at this team. Like, Volk sweep. I'm going to attempt to burn his Primarina early. That way it can't recover. So when my Volt Quiver dances, I boost and beat. Because his Primarina could be a problem. Just paying attention to this. Like, Primarina is definitely a threat. My Gyro Pulse is a problem to him, though. And so I'm going to use that to my best. My advantage and whatnot. So let's break this down. Zero Aura picks up KOs versus these back three, which are pretty important KOs. And potentially Urshifu if it's the water variant, or even the dark one, you know, after some damage, right? Hazard control is Excadrill, and so Skarm spikes. That's something that I haven't factored in my game plans because I'm so used to boots. So Skarm spikes go a long way in this one. Hippowdon's core purpose is going to be to guard against a potential special Dragapult. Beyond that, it's pretty much not dead weight, but it's not as important. Clefable guards against Urshifu, and Calm Mind sweeps once I get rid of his Excadrill, unless it's like Clear Smog this, or, you know, Pseudo Nasty Plot. Have fun, my man. Pseudo Nasty Plot. So I'm gonna bank on Volk / Clef, depending on if he gives me Drill first. So now what do I need to do to get rid of his Drill? I would need to get rid of Drill. I would need to Spike, Zero. Okay, so gonna Polt to begin this game. Could be toxic. Tries to Will-O-Wisp me, which gives me information. I'll just darts. I think it does more damage. Unless he just goes for overheat. But Volt Switch won't break my sub. And it's a question of whether or not you want to risk the speed tie. I think he's going to go to Primarina first, which is great. I just need to hit the Wisp. That way I can Hex spam. So it's already a phenomenal lead situation. Phenomenal start. So there's the drill that I've wanted to get. So I'm going to Will-O-Wisp here. Please connect. Thank you. That's a big deal because I said Clef. And he seems to be... I have very little. I knew he'd do that. He seems to just be a normal drill anyway. Meaning like he wasn't able to Iron hit my Clef. But he took a lot from Hex. So I don't think he is. And so there's the Primarina. It's where I really wish I had Volt Switch. But Pulse seems to be very scared of my Pult. Just realized I don't have hazard control. But that literally just dawned on me. So let's Zero Aura. He Skulls first. Solid play. So what I'll do here, Skarm in, because Amoonguss comes in here. Just thinking of Will-O-Wisp, so that means Amoonguss coming in. I'm just thinking what I want spored. What I'm actually going to do is let him spore my Skarm. I'm going to double the Skarm on his Amoonguss. And I'm going to lay this Spike up as he spores. Right? Since I'm going to have to let something go to sleep anyway, I might as well take Skarm to go to sleep while I get my spikes up. And so now it's a situation of, you could have Stun Spore. You could have something of that nature. Hippowdon's purpose is mainly to can't speak here. Hippowdon's purpose is mainly to check the potential Specs Pult, but now I'm aiming to sweep him with Clef, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, if he has Stun Spore, he'd go for it here. Don't want Clef Stun Spored. So I'm gonna pivot to Hippo. So Primarina is the mon he goes to. Okay, I wasn't sure what his initial play would have been, but this is fine. So Dragapult right now is great. I'm actually, for the sake of the best case scenario, I'm really surprised he's subbed, but it is what it is. It's not like game changing or anything like that. But I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp here so he can't get his health back. So he has Moonblast, which is good, because at this point Volk just wins. All I need to do is set up the right situation for Volk to do what it does, Sub Scald. Since it's Moonblast, Volk and Clef win. I'm thinking, like, is there something I'm missing here? Skulls, which doesn't KO me. figured he realized that from the last time. So we'll just knock here. Up, just complete win-win. Oh, yeah, actually, he's gonna sack Rotom, which I guess makes sense too. I mean, you don't need it, especially if you're trying not to have my Volcarona get a free setup. Is he Helmet? I think he predicted Volt Switch, and so I just realized my timer, but yeah, so what I'm going to do is go Vulcan Safeguard first. Nothing on his team should be able to beat me other than him going hard or Shifu. Right, that's what I expected. And so Polk comes in. I'm not too sure what to expect from it. Darts. Should have quivered again. Is that banded? That did so much to me. I think that's banded. But now I know what his Polt is. So I should just guaranteed win. I should just guarantee win with Clefable here. That Dragon Darts did a ton to me, man. That's not even Life Orb. Because I'm like a defensive. So Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp. I'd assume maybe Pain Split. Let's see what his initial mon is. Yeah, Amoonguss makes sense. So Spore Toxic. It could be Clear Smog, I guess. I'm gonna keep Calm Minding. No, I'll just Moonblast here on the off chance that he tries to pivot. So it's Sludge Bomb and he's just crit fishing. Yeah, I expected the Rotom Heat Sack there. That means he doesn't have Pain Split. He's probably like Defog or maybe Dual Status. I'm surprised he Wisped. Surprised he Wisped because I could have just stayed into Calm Mind. And so I guess the way he's trying to play this out is he's gonna go for the Banded Steel Wing and then try to get your Shifu to finish it out. Wonder how much Banded Steel Wing would do to me. Well, Phantom Force isn't gonna cut it. That's one of the reasons I didn't switch out. I have to stand and eat the Phantom Force anyway. Oh, that did nothing. So I'm not even in their Shifu range. I'm not even in their Shifu range. But I am in Primarina Hex range. Primarina Hex range. If I switch to Skarm, if I switch to Hippo, nah. Yeah, let's just win this game. Force the Primarina in on burn, and then just Hippo spam since Volt beats Amoonguss every time. He actually goes hard Amoonguss instead of Primarina. Maybe he thought he was slower than me. I want to be outside. GG. I want to be outside of the range of. So now I know how much Urshifu's Life Orb Jab does. These are things that I don't know off the top of my head. And so I have to. Like, generally, if I know certain calcs, I play faster because I'm like, okay. I know that does that. Then I'm not, blah, 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 blah. And that's why I think if you're gonna play and hop on the ladder, the best time to see your best results is at the beginning of a meta game, because Sorry. But sorry, like I just got a text. That's why. But it's the best time because then your everybody else's knowledge is low. Let's put it this way. So there are three pillars in Pokemon. Knowledge, skill, and awareness, right? And so right now, the edge a normal ladder player has over me is they probably know the roles, they know the calcs. They might not have like skill per se over me, but they have. I mean, I assume awareness along with it. Maybe not a big edge on me awareness wise, but they'll probably have the metagame knowledge, so they know what things generally do. And so that's the edge they have. Now, when the beginning of the tier starts, everybody doesn't know nobody knows anything, and so it's even more easy to dominate because it's like, okay, nobody knows shit. I'm wondering if Toxic is better on Zero, man. Like every game I play, I'm like, I'd still prefer Grass Knot. I'd still prefer Grass Knot. Because I'd prefer Will-O-Wisp. But anyway, we'll Dragapult. I think Dragapult destroys my opponent. Like just literally destroys him. If I was like DD2, it's over. But Pult is gonna be my biggest asset. It's probably always the biggest asset versus Sun. Hippowdon is gonna be a pretty big asset as well. Volcarona, once this dies or gets burnt, slaps his team around. Clefable is core purpose is to it can do its thing too, but probably not gonna be the biggest asset. So it's gonna be Volk, Dragapult, Hippo. Incense Skarm's pretty solid, but I'm not gonna be getting up any hazards because of his this. And I mean Zeraora isn't bad here. It's not bad. It's just not the best yet. And so phase 1, I'm thinking Zeraora. I didn't expect him to start Espeon. This might be Scarfed. Because it's like, why would you start Espeon versus what you probably were expecting, which was Specs Pult. And so Rhyperior gets to come in. It has to fear potential high horsepower, things of that nature, potential Grass Knot. And because I think he would be fearing a potential Grass Knot, I do think he's going to pivot into his Torkoal here or his Venusaur. If not, so be it. Yep, there we go. And the Torkoal, that Toxic is why I led with my Zeraora to begin with. Because what I want is... Actually, this is better to... If he Stealth Rocks... Don't have Hazard Control, which, again, I don't like. If he Stealth Rocks here... No, I'll go... Yeah, that's actually better for me. Awesome. And so upside, obviously he doesn't want potential rocks going up. Completely missed the high horsepower. Now I have to switch Skarmin on a potential Grass Knotter. Like these things get wonky. Trick. Right, he's Scarf. See what I'm talking about? I'm like, my reasoning has logic. Like these certain things just don't make sense. And the way my brain works is we're gonna try to make sense of what just didn't make sense. Now we're likely staring down Torkoal next. I really wish I hit the high horsepower, but it is what it is. I won't dwell on it. What I'll do is I'll whirlwind here and hope that I get something good. As he has Weather Ball, I didn't know it learned that. Please give me Dragapult. Yes! The Pult is inside. Okay, let's run a calc real quick to see if Dragon Darts does more to Espeon or... I'm pretty sure Dragon Darts does more. But I'm some wonky Dragapult set though. Like I'm like some wonky shit. Oh, you got Hex. Maybe this is like the wave. Oh, this is the wave, I think. think that's what I have. Espeon, UU usage. Alright, so darts does 75 min. Hex does a little less, 75 min. Okay, excellent. I'm glad he went to ripe. Please connect. So it's very important for my Zero Aura and for Dragapult later on, because he has to attack me here. This is very important. Also for my Volcarona. This is very important. If his Espeon was dead, well, not necessarily dead, but taking the damage from high horsepower, thankfully we did. Thank you, Dragapult. I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. Don't ever think what you bring to the table is unappreciated. And so we're dealing with Scarm. It wouldn't make sense for my opponent to then feel like, okay, well, this might not even be rocks. I wonder what his Torkoal is. This might not even be a rocker. This might be like Toxic or something of that nature, or SD. It could be dual rocks too. But I'm still focusing on either a Volk in game. So for Volk to win, what I'll do is go Hippowdon here. The Earthquake's hard, and I'll be able to high horsepower hard. He's not going to Espeon this time, but he's gonna, if he has Stealth Rock, he's gonna use it here and then go to Espeon, and then I'll hit the Espeon then. Oh, he does go to it. Oh, so that would have been so nice. Why is Rocky Helmet Espeon a thing right now? Like, why am I being bothered by this? Somebody stop me. Somebody help me. So Trick Weather Ball is certainly Psy Shock and probably Shadow Ball or Dazzling Gleam. So I'm pretty comfortable to stay in here. Well, let's think. What positioning do I want? That's the better situation. It's not whether I can take the hit. What positioning do I want? So if Scarm comes in, then Torkoal comes in, and then no. Yeah, let Torkoal come in. So I don't mind this positioning too much because I can afford to lose Scarm. And if he sacks the Espeon, I'm fine. Because, again, I can lose Scarm and just reset his Venusaur. Well, actually, I'm not even going to switch versus his Venusaur. Because I have a couple things that I have to do to deal with his Venu. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Because I have to lose 2 mons to it. He actually goes Zard, which is better. I'm not sure why he went Zard. Unless this is Scarf. Unless this is Scarf. Zard wasn't the play. It's not me wanting... Basically, I wanted the Zard to... I wanted Rocks up. So that when my Dragapult comes in, it just wins. So... of course. And so he's going to go to Torkoal here for sure. Either way, Pult's going to be my best play. I'm going to take advantage of the situation. Actually goes to Rhyperior. Volk setup wins now, though. So if he goes Torkoal, what would I go to versus Torkoal? I want to have something positioned to where his Venusaur can't just do as it pleases, nor can his Torkoal. So the Sanderd's actually helping his Rhyperior, which I think is funny. But we'll Hippo again, since I know he's going to Stealth Rock. And because he got the burn, he can go to his Torkoal here. Actually, the better play... Because he's burned, I'm actually got to be more careful of his Volcarona. So let's say... High horsepower into... Because Venusaur is in... High horsepower into... So I'll Zero Aura sack. Because I mean, he probably doubles Zero Aura out. But I mean, double out the. You get what I'm saying. But I want to position what's his face Dragapult for success. And so Weather Ball's probably expecting Dragapult to come in. So this is great because I get to pivot into the Dragapult here, and there's no downside. Because the Rhyperior is well within Hex range now. And if he brings in the Torkoal, I just sub. So this is the positioning I wanted. But again, because he burnt my Hippowdon, if he is a, depending on what his Volk variant is, if he's a bulky variant, he can come in right now. And that's something that I can't really deal with. So I have actually two options. If he goes Volcarona and Quivers, so he opts for Zard first, which implies that this is Scarfed, and he's gonna go for, say, a Scarf Hurricane or something of that nature. Scarf Air Slash. I would have eaten that. We'll just Moonblast here. That way, if he goes Torkoal, I can reset anyway. I'm just wary of the Volcarona. I want Zeraora to be in versus certain things. So Moonblast, special attack drop is big. So now I can now I can go Zera, right? So he can't go to Volcarona. Perfect. Perfect. And I can Plasma Fist hard. I really want a Toxic, but if I miss the Toxic, I'm fucked. If he seems to be offensive, probably Orb. Okay. So, again, because Hippo is burnt, I didn't want Volcarona getting the free switching. And since he was Life Orbed, +1 Psychic might have knocked me out. My Dragapult out. So these are the things I meant in the beginning of the live. Like, I have to consider damn near everything because there is, I don't know the standards. Like, most of y'all would have been like, Jam, he's 100% heavy duty boost Volt, but he wasn't. And if he Quiver Dance versus my Clef as I Moonblock, well, I mean, if I got to drop blah blah, but that could have been a problem in that end game. But I had to play Pult well and position well. And that's something I have dropped the ball on. Like, I've gone too much into autopilot without realizing it. And so I'm like sometimes autopiloting the game, forgetting about the positioning and the game plan mid-game. And so I definitely need to re-practice and reread the book. Link down in the description down below if you haven't gotten that yet. But, well, Tangrowth is one reason that, you know, Toxic is useful. You know, Tangrowth isn't the biggest problem to this team, but, or for any problem for that matter. But, you know, I can see, you know, like, for example, Tangrowth is his core Zeraora checking this, and so that's what he's going to pivot to 99% of the time. And Zeraora is going to take either Clefable's Rocky Helmet, Clefable's item, or Tangrowth, which opens up Dragapult, which I think is going to be my biggest threat. He has 2 steals, so Clef less so. It's going to be more so for Dragapult checking. Hippowdon is going to be for these 3 right here, definitely. And once T-Tar gets beat down, then I'm going to have fun, bro. I'm going to beat down his team with Volcarona. So phase 1 again, remove all items, any and all items, until I can straight up kill the Magnezone, because Magnezone is just annoying to deal with all around. Like, it's just a threat day in, day out, which is super interesting to see, because Magnezone in the past was just a mon, you know. And so T-Tar being the start of this game, it'd be a waste for him to just give me his T-Tar here. But what I'll do is I'll knock, as phase 1 is cases our helmet Tangrowth, right? Which it is. Um, Volt Switch is so common. I have to play this a little more aggressively than, yeah, like Stun Spore, shit like that. But Volt Switch is just so common that I'm hesitant to stay in there. So like right here, my opponent would likely go for either knockoff. I don't think he'd go hard to Magnezone. If he does, I can deal with the drill outside of this, but I'm gonna spike here because knockoff just makes the most sense if you're predicting Shed Shell especially. Please, thank you, thank you. So I get that spike off, which is a pretty big deal. And so, you know, obviously probably be either a spike again or a switch to Magnezone here. I don't want my Volk's boots gone, and I don't want Zeraora to take too much damage. And so I'm going to pivot to Hippowdon now as he goes to Magnezone. It turns out he's Air Balloon Magnezone, which implies that he's that bulky one. I'll Stealth Rock hard. The hazard control on his team doesn't seem to be the best. As he body presses, probably trying to cover for Volk, cover because he's gonna go for what's his face here. What's his hazard control? Probably Driller, drill, body press. So this is a great time to actually get my Polt in because he's probably body press T-Bolt, right? Very good play. If he predicted my Volt there, my Polt there, very good play. I think it was more of a situation of Clefable just makes sense, and that made sense. But now I'm dealing with potential rocks Clef, and so I'm gonna use Volk more aggressively here. No, I'll just outplay his Excadrill. So he seems to be Orb Clef, which means I can use my Volk a little more aggressively. Real Soft Boil. So if he Calm Minds, I just go to Volk hard. But basically, no. Yeah. Yeah, I'll Soft Boiled. Since he's Life Orb Clef, that changes things a lot. So I'm actually gonna go to I'm gonna use Hippo as my Polt check, and I'm gonna bluff offensive Volk here versus his Drill, or I'm gonna put him in a position where you either give me Drill to spin, which opens up Clefable a little bit more because it's a body press variant. So he stays in and goes for that, and so this allows for me to just Flamethrower hard. You know, it makes sense for T-Tar to be his initial switch here. Yeah, and get that Rocky Helmet on T-Tar. I mean, the spikes, and you get the idea. And so T-Tar likely going to be able to get his rocks up here. So be it. I just don't want the T-Tar to be able to do whatever the fuck it wants, and the Drill to do whatever the fuck it wants. And so rocks doesn't matter. Position Hippowdon for success. Right. That's exactly what I didn't want him to do. And so I'll high horsepower here. Hopefully connect. He probably just gonna Earthquake hard, anticipating my right. And so the Drill, if you notice, he tried to get the Drill in there to rapid spin. So that's his hazard control confirmed. High horsepower again here. I think he might double switch, or he might soft boiled, but it runs off a turn of Moonblast. Well, I didn't think he'd Moonblast. I thought he'd double switch, or what's his call there for sure. So the Hippowdon is the Clefable is whittled. We're going to keep battering down the Tyranitar. It's losing 25% each turn. And so if it has Rest or something of that nature, I'm going to keep going Hippowdon. So he has Toxic. Okay. I should have predicted that, actually. I should have went to... that's actually a big deal that I didn't predict that Toxic. Which means I'm staring down potentially... either him resting here, or that's a big deal. I just made a big mistake, I think. I don't want him to go to Clef as I go to Dragapult. Right. So if he's gonna do that, so be it. Since he's offensive. I'm still gonna go Volt because if he switches out, then it opens up my and so here he's in a spot where if he Quiver Dances, well, let me think. If I Quiver Dance and he doesn't sack T-Tar, I'm gonna pivot to my Zeraora. If he does stay in Calm Mind, I can still beat it. I don't think he's just staying and let me set up. I just wanted to make sure the next time this thing comes in, it's a done deal. And so I'm, able to close combat hard here. His Tangrowth can rear its ugly head, but I'll keep the Zeraora and then just Toxic the Tangrowth. It'll cover any double switches he makes too. And I want my Dragapult in versus Tangrowth. And so again, knock off Stun Spore. He could have something like Leaf Storm too, which is a big deal, but not as big a deal as I think it would be if he made the right pivot here. Because this Toxic means, unless he has like Leaf Storm or something. He has Giga Drain, okay. So Zeraora is a very real problem right now. It would make sense to knock. And so because I Toxic'd him, he can't just do whatever he so chooses. And I get to pivot out into Dragapult here. And so Pult, excellent. Because I needed to wisp this Clef. Since it's offensive, now it can't just switch in as it so chooses. And my Volcarona is in a position of power. He should predict it here. Okay, so it's Pult. I wonder what kind of Pult this is. Ideally, it'd be physical. At some physical move or something of that nature. So it's Spec Shadow Ball. Alright, I'll let him take this. I'll Body Press here. Excellent. That wasn't a prediction per se, but it covered if Drill came in. So now he can't control for hazards, which is a really big deal. So let's stop and reassess what it means now that Drill is gone, right? I guess he just doesn't even matter what he does here. I'm just gonna because I go in here and I CC. If Specs Volcarona, so T-Tar will come in at T-Tar might still be too high on health to where he can rest. If I go Zeraora, forces in Tangrowth or Clefable. Yeah, I'd rather lose Zeraora. Honestly, right now, I'd probably win with Clef. Dragapult forces him to stand. Right, and we're probably staring down back his Dragapult. I don't need my Hippowdon anymore. I guess it opens up the way for luck if he crits my Clef. But right now, I'm just banking on the Clef endgame. I don't want his Magnezone to be able to paralyze. I don't want any of that shit. Or for his Magnezone to actually have Flash Cannon. And I assume that that's not the case. So I'm probably staring down Volk. I mean, not Volk. I expected, actually. So I'm guessing he's going for broke here. So he doubles to the T-Tar. Very, very, very good play. Issue with this is I get Clef in and I see him. And I still have my... Volk at full. So we'll boil here. I'm guessing it's a flamethrower variant anyway. Moonblast again till he yeah, there it is. Moonblast again till he's forced to what's it called, to heal. Cause I don't want to play so T-Tar comes in. But the way I'm gonna play this out is eventually get because we're Moonblast spam, we're gonna eventually get the T-Tar so low to where Dragapult can just 2-hit kill, because he has to deal with two things. Right. Okay, awesome. So Volk's high enough. Very good double switch there with the Tyranitar. Though I'm again, between Volcarona and Clefable, I have the upper hand, and the fact that I have hazards, so I just gotta be patient. So it makes sense for him to double back out the Tar here. Actually, no, he didn't even waste any turns just now. I think he's just gonna go for broke with the Calm Mind. Let's get back to full here. That way, because T-Tar is coming in one way or the other. Right. So the next time, I'm going to catch his, I'm going to go Hippowdon as a mid-ground on his Tar, so that Dragapult can come in and do what he wants. Let's see. So if T-Tar wants to come back in, excellent. As I force it to rest again, it doesn't rest. It's just a misplay. Since he's back at square one, damn near. So he's getting impatient, which means my Draco here. I just gotta be patient. Shadow Ball won't knock me out, but I don't want to play around with any kind of luck, crits, anything of that nature. And so if his Pult goes down, then my Dragapult wins the game. So I just need to not get lucked here. That would be nice. So okay. Let's see. It's just Roos here. So one double to Pult would just destroy him, right? Matter of fact, going Pult here is the play. If he Rock Blasts, I'm fine. If he Toxics, I'm fine. If he, because then it forces him out. Yo, obviously has to rest here. Okay, let's see how much Dragon Darts is doing. 17%. That's no damage. That's absolutely no damage. But he woke up a lot faster than I expected him to. There's the rest. I'm trying to think how I can wrap this up quickly. Nah, there's no way to wrap it up quickly. I wonder how much Hex does to his Clef. Moonblast, just a mistake. Should soft boil here. Doesn't soft boil though. It was a mistake. Oh wow, well that's tough. Like, it was near impossible to win the game, but like I'm not gonna be mad at him for like fighting, because all I'd have to do is like switch back and forth to Clef. Now there are ways to win the game faster by just predicting his Tyranitar, but if he just predicts my predicts my Gyropolt once with one of it, high risk, low mid reward. But at that point, now again, there are several ways to win this. I just decided to double down on the Clef way. Didn't think you'd press and wanted to get, makes sense. Oh man, that's how I know the academy is global, ladies and gentlemen. The academy is global, ladies and gentlemen. I almost forfeited. I just realized, I almost like, hey, have these points, just have them. I love it. Just take them now. But yeah, he learned a lot from it. That's the key, man. That's the key right there. And that's how you know he's gonna be a beast in a little bit. It's impossible for him not to be, because he always learns from his games. Like, it's impossible not to be a beast. So you know, Driller and Urshifu and the dual steals be killing me, man. But Polt's very good here. Hippo guards well against these three. Kyurem just likes to look at my team and say, good game. But I do have Heavy Duty Boost Zero Aura, which is going to be critical for shutting down that Shuckle of his. What blows is that I have no countermeasure to his Shuckle. Like, I just have to let him get up all the hazards he wants and all these things. Encore. Volk wins though. And this is like life for Polt. Clef needs to be at the utmost. Skarm is probably gonna be my Urshifu answer. Weirdly as that sounds. And so since I know we're gonna be playing a hazard game and there's nothing I can he led Magnezone. Who leads Magnezone there? Am I even trapped? Yeah, he's cool. I'm very surprised by the Magnezone lead. Now, let me think. Since he's already in, Magnezone lost to almost everything I could start with. What was he predicting that would stop Shuckle? Maybe he predicted Skarm. If he did, kudos. But I want these spikes here. I'm actually faster than him, which is a big deal. That means I can switch. faster than him, which is a big deal. So his boots pult. So be it. He hexes hard, which is ideal for us. Spikes and then punish. But I'm gonna be soft boiling here. Very, 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 very bold. Very bold. It's a big crit. Now it makes sense because he needs this whittled for Shifu to do something. But Clef was and then he goes to Final Gambits? Max speed Final Gambit. Max speed Shuckles. But Shuckles' HP is trash. I want this to be Final Gambit or something. I don't give a fuck about that. So okay. So they did have Final Gambit. But it makes sense if he thinks that my Zero Aura is slow. It makes sense for him to, I mean not boots, right? And so it makes sense for him to do that. And so, you know, at this point you still get Volk Swash. Like swak, smack, swacked. Swacked. Volk smocked. And so let's stop and assess. Volcarona wins the game at this point when it quiver dances. So the only way for me to not win would be to allow Urshifu to do whatever it wants. And so the one thing I wouldn't want to have in here is the Urshifu or the Excadrill. Let me run this calc. I don't remember if Driller gets one shot. Zera or oh, you pivot. I know if I'm adamant he dies, but Excadrill doesn't have the best defense. I mean, even if it doesn't, like I can win without Zera, but it has an 87% chance to kill him. Goodbye. Oh my fucking god, man. That hurt. That hurt. So let's use Pult for the one thing that it's on the team for at this point. And that's to just keep up that spike. Because I want that spike so that Urshifu dies after a quiver dance. So, just Dragon Darts here. What the fuck, yo? Honestly. He has Iron Head Earthquake, probably Spin SD. That's super annoying, man. $98 to $116. All right, let's we still can win this game. Let's keep our cool about us and whatnot, and you know, and prevail. We just got to play around the strategic. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is one of those times where you can tell, like, okay, Pokemon say, yo, listen, Jam. Hear what I'm trying to say to you, man. It ain't happening today, Brody. It ain't happening today, Brody. But it's happening. I'm pulling this off. And so, you know, it's just, again, paying attention to what needs to be done, right? If he rapid spins here, goes to cure him, then he has to Ice Lock, which gives me the free quiver. But Urshifu does not die. That's the problem. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious, man? Are you fucking serious? What a fucking joke. Are you fucking serious, dude? Now I can lose. Oh my fucking god, dude. Earthquake does 45. That's nothing. So I can actually roost it up. Please burn him. Nah, that'd be too much. That'd be too much. If it burnt, right? Yo, this is and he chokes. There is no way I'm dying to Draco Meteor from here. Ain't no way Draco is doing 62 to me. Are you he fucking chokes and gets rewarded, man. I'm so tight about this loss, man. So basically, we're trying to be outside of Urshifu's Sucker Punch range. So if we got the Quiver Dance or killed the Drill, then the Urshifu couldn't win. Right? And of course, it's where are we at? We're fucking. How are we only at 1760 76? We won like 6 games in a row. 1803. Like, it's. And that's why I said it's a potential that I'll play this all the way out. Because if the games are going like that, I'm not going to waste my time and have a damn 5-hour long live. There's certain things I can control. There's certain things I can't. And I try to play in a way where I mitigate as much hacks as possible. But what's crazier is that's the worst opponent we've played yet. Like, that, literally everything had to go wrong. But, you know, it is what it is. Have fun. Ay, ay, ay. So I gotta get that last game out of my head. Let's break this down. So, Zero, a good knockoff. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants these problems. Subpult. Depending on what his clef is, destroys him. Hippo for Volk. Hippo for Volk. Volk 6-0s him as usual. And then Skarmory for Rillaboom. Man, what's my worst case scenario? It just flashed the biggest threat to me. It just slash Rillaboom. Urshifu is a pretty big problem to me too. So Aegis Slash and Rillaboom, I don't want those two doing whatever they choose. So it leaves with Aegis Slash, which is great. So has King Shield. I think this was like King Shield Toxic or something like that. King Shield Toxic, Shadow Ball. Dual fact. This set's actually still legit. Like, people be sleeping on. And since this is my weakest link, I'm gonna switch in Toxic Disc. So one would assume Clef here, or Dragapult. Could opt for Body Press. I need to keep Skarmory at the utmost for Rillaboom. Aegis Slash just makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think he has Toxic, but we can find out here. So he pivots to Clef. Curious as to what the Clef has. I want to say this was Unaware. Maybe Toxic to help check Volcarona. Let's go to my Clef here. So it goes Rillaboom. I wish I got rocks up there. Though they're not that detrimental. It punishes the Rillaboom. So he knocks my Skarm. Good shit. My Spike goes a long way here. But so +2 knock. SD made sense. Let's see. So I get Volcarona. So depending on what set this is, if he quiver dances as I go to Hippodon, that doesn't work for him. If he Giga Drains as I go to Hippodon, though, that works out for him. I don't think that 2 KOs me. Let's find out. Let's learn. I don't think this 2 KOs me if he Giga Drains here. Fire Dances, though. And obviously he's gonna scout for what's his face? I'm gonna swear it's a Stealth Rock anyway. So Rillaboom, excellent. That's excellent, excellent, excellent. Because I don't have hazard control, I don't want to go to my Volcarona, especially because it wins. I might have to give up my Skarm unintentionally, even though I don't want to. He does SD. So I have to. So he superpowers. I'll get Polt in here. Get to Will-O-Wisp here in case he's unaware Clef for that little bit of damage. I don't think he just give me his Rillaboom, but if he does, he does. My thing is Grassy Glide plus... No, I can sub. Oh my fucking god, that did a ton to me. I didn't think Grassy Glide would knock me out. I didn't think Grassy Glide would do so much, but I forgot that he's Life Orb because I did Bandit Calc in my head. So basically, right there, my play was to Will-O-Wisp. But I'm like, okay, if I go for sub, it's win-win because Grass Terrain wears off, and I kill the Rillaboom and I cover for Clef. That was a pretty big misplay on my part. So I can't go Volk. Let's see, Grassy Glides again. Man, that was a pretty big turn for me, for him. Now, he just sacks it. Okay, I don't agree with him sacking it, but you know he is on tilt, so maybe he's not thinking clearly. I don't agree with him sacking it at all. So I don't even think he might Toxic Shadow Ball though. So be it. And so this is where it gets interesting depending on what his set is. It's gonna depend on a couple things. Actually, I'll Flamethrower hard here. Because it covers Como. Because I remember, if I recall last time, his... So he is unaware Clef. But Flamethrower is doing 37%. And this is the part that I'm like, unaware Clef is a problem. I'm not sure what it would be trying to do to me though. Maybe it has Toxic. Let's see what this does. We'll learn. So he has unaware Calm Mind. So that's the thing. Okay. I can't beat unaware Calm Mind. Wow. Unaware Calm Mind. What? So this is why I wanted Dragapult to be in. So that if push comes to shove, I have the burn and the flamethrower going for me. So unaware Calm Mind. Okay. Well, now I know what these run. So for an unaware Calm Mind Clef set, I'd have to run... Yeah, it's not... Okay, I didn't know this was a set. I probably have to crit fish. Moonblast is doing. Should be calm minding. So I'll crit fish. If I get the crit the right turn, maybe something can happen. If I crit him here, it's over. Wishes. It's Quiver Dance because he's scouting for the crit. Makes sense. There it is. Oh, there it is. And so now he can just Moonblast spam. Moonblast is doing way too much, and I'm outside of crit range. Yeah, it's doing way too much now. Good game. Alright, so now I know CM Clef. Do I regret anything I did in that game? Regretted the Dragapult play for sure. Did not expect CM comment. So if I knew that was a set, then I would keep my Zeraora. And I wouldn't have shown Toxic on Zera. Well, now I know.
My apologies. I don't understand.
But nah. Okay, we'll just let go of the last game and take what we can from it. Not that game just now. I just lost. I got ran upon by the Clef. Well, maybe that's why he was playing Rillaboom like that. Maybe he's like, okay, well, because what killed my Zeraora? I sacked it to Aegislash when I could have went Hippowdon instead, but I was keeping Hippowdon for Aegislash. I mean for Volcarona. I don't know. What? Have fun. So let's get back into it. We just threw away a ton of points. No damn reason. Alright, so Zeraora picks up KOs versus 1, 2, 3 potential for Hippowdon for this, Garn for this, Garn for this. So shut down Tarak early. Dragapult's amazing behind the sub. So shut down Tarak early. Don't let Hippowdon take any damage. Upon Quiver Dancing after Tarak gets dropped, Volcarona wins. Never let Clef get touched. That way I can always guard against Hawlucha of any kind. So never send in Clefable, never send in Hippowdon. Oh yeah, I'm learning. Hey, I feel it coming in, bro. Never learned Skarm for Rilla, but you know, Volk. What's Rilla's speed when it's adamant? I need to learn that so that Volk isn't slower than that thing. I don't remember. I think it's 259. So I can outspeed Adamant Rillaboom. That's a pretty important calc. And that's something else I learned just now too. It's just wonderful, all these wonderful things I'm learning. And so, since I'm staring down Rack, I'm gonna shut it down early so he's. So the game there, what the plan there was to shut down Terrakion early. That way, because if you notice, Volcarona destroys his team beyond the Terrakion. Azu would be his second pick. But also would mean that my Dragapult would be at the range where I can knock out his Azumarill potentially. But now I gotta potentially deal with. So I'm gonna darts here in case he has taunt. But that actually matters. That miss mattered a ton. Man, alright, so we're just gonna have to play around it, you know, that's all there is to it, right? So I'm actually gonna have to pivot a little bit. I said Hippowdon shouldn't take any damage, but he should taunt or rock tomb here. Hippowdon's not gonna take anything from taunt or rock tomb. And then taunt or but yeah, but he's still This doesn't solve the problem. I'm gonna have to give up Polt, which is mad annoying. Oh, the roll, the roll, the roll! Come on, Polty. Hey, how did I die to that rock tomb? 50%. Oh, I did 49 last time. So, Zera, we knock and just drop this. I'm not gonna get disheartened. I just understand how problematic his Azu can be. And the fact that I'm gonna have to use the fact that I have to use Skarmory to take on his Rillaboom. Well, he'd never Grassy Glide here, so he either U-turns or Swords Dance. So what I'm gonna actually do is Toxic. Oh, awesome. Osk. At least we hit Rock Slide. Yes! We hit Rock Slide, guys. Guys, we hit Rock Slide. Awesome. So we go hard, Clef. Excellent. So I think he's Banded. Boom. I'm gonna break any potential sashes so that my Zeraora can win. I think we have hope now. In fact, I think we might have just managed to pull it off. Primarily because the Azu can only belly drum. And I won't give it a free belly drum without it being punished. So like, for example, here, Zera gets to come in and knock off, right? Akeda KO. The Rillaboom comes in, but I can go to Skarmory. Let's think. If I Toxic here and he Swords Dance. No. If he's SD, I'll have to deal. He's Drain Punch, which is good for me. This allows me to Whirlwind. Allows me to Whirlwind again. Can't Roost. What kind of Azu is this? He's trying to be last mon Azu. But he has knockoff, I'm sure. He doesn't want my Volk to set up. So I'll Whirlwind again here. He gets Rillaboom again. I'll Roost here because I know for a fact he won't belly drum here. He's conditioned into thinking, okay, he's gonna even belly drum won't. Belly drum wouldn't have killed me. So now I can Whirlwind as Rillaboom comes in. Now I can Roost freely, which is something I wanted to be able to do. Because if he belly drums, then I'm good. Excellent, excellent. So I get to Spike here. This is perfect. Okay. So there's hope. So we can start Whirlwind in here. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted him to do. That way that my Clef can come in and destroy him. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. Okay. God damn, man. Give your nigga a break. Like, and I'm barely getting any points from these goons. Like, they're not giving me shit. Let me see where I'm at. If I'm not... I lost a ton of points from... I'm back to fucking... That one dude took a ton of points from me. Because I lost 50 points. If I'm not... It's 119 right now. Because, you know, depending on how these games go. If I'm not at least 1,800... Because I need to be getting some high-ranked opponents. And no bullshit. But I'm learning. I'm learning the now dead metagame. But this is something I should have done like way back. So these games would be a lot smoother. I wouldn't be guessing what the shit does. So let's see. Subvolk, massacres him. Massacres him. Beat down T-Tar and we have a game here. I think that's the theme of this. Because then Dragapult overwhelms. I just learned something. Dragapult overwhelms and then that, or I just kill his drill early. But it seems to be Sandor's drill, so Skarm's gonna guard against 1, 2, 3. Hatterene, I don't have anything to check that. My worst case scenario is certainly the Among Us trying to get a free spore. And so we're staring down Como. Now, if this is Clangorous Scale, I don't know why Among Us is now the Dragapult counter, but hey, I'm gonna take it. Summer Willow is Pier. What is going on? Foul play? That breaks it. He might be Assault Vest. Let's sub again. He should switch. Let's find out what this is. If he's Assault Vest, then Zero is a little more solid than I assumed. Foul play, huh? What would I want spored? Probably Clef, honestly. So hold that Rocky helmet, take that with you. So if he has the spore, it's gonna be Spore here or Hatterene. And I'm just gonna have to chalk that up to the game. Hatterene's a problem. If I whirlwind, it's better to control what potentially gets spored. So Como always is initial. Interesting. So we're potentially staring down Driller. We're just Moonblasting hard here. In case he thinks that this is my Stealth Rocker and goes to Hatterene. So that did no damage. This is Assault Vest, 100%. Okay. So my man way too confident with this vest right now. Like, he's way too confident. He thinks he's way too wavy with this vest right now. So this is gonna be a slower game than I thought it would be. If he sludge bombs into Clear Smog. So he's not fucking... Fuck! He's not Assault Vest. He just has Foul Play. And he's just confident that he can take a hit from my Pult. Okay. So we're looking at probably a Charizard here. So be it. I wonder what his item is. T-Tar. That's fine too. Knockoff here, upside always, unless he goes for his helmet. Yeah, this man just was playing mad confidently with this Among Us. Among Us, the destroyer of all things, I'm assuming. So his Foul Play is poor, which means Foul Play could be his fourth move over Toxic. They generally always have Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain. Volt Switch is a pretty common move, so I'm gonna choose to believe that he'd expect me to Volt Switch here and goes to Drill or stays in. Alright, so I potentially burn a Sleep Turn here as, again, taking advantage of the Charizard or the Hatterene. This would be the time to do so. I'm gonna pivot back to my Zero Aura. Como is his initial. I don't get why Como is what he thinks is gonna be solving his prayers, but I know he's going to. Oh, he switched. Ooh. Man making plays. don't want poison. It makes sense if he doubled to Hippo being poisoned isn't that big a deal. I can use Hippo better here. Okay. So I'd assume he wouldn't want rocks up. It's... Did he just get... Where's his item? Sandstorm Raging. Oh, wait, why didn't he just take Sandstorm damage? He's Overcoat. What does that mean? It means he can't be spored. But what does that mean as far as his set? What the hell is going on? I'm gonna go Cliff. Yeah, he does have Toxic. Okay, so my scouting... The way he's playing this as if his damn Among Us is invincible versus my Clefable. I might have to teach your boy a little something real quick. Either way, remove Blast, get the hit off on Drill. Or maybe he just doesn't feel like he has much for Clef if it's a Combine. There's a Hatterene. I'm like, I know you need to be scouting. I know you need to be scouting. Problem is, this Draining Kiss about to be hurting. But if I can get the wait, what? So I'm gonna Scarm to Rocky Helmet, the Draining Kiss. Oh, that didn't do enough. So he potentially has Mystical Fire, Side Shock, things of that nature. He might just Draining Kiss again. Let's go Volk. I know he won't Side Shock, but if he Draining Kisses again, I don't want him getting too much health back. And I don't want him Draining Kissing my Zero Aura and getting a ton of health back and blah blah blah. And I'm just back in square one because I got a lot of value out of Hatterene, meaning it can't come back in on my Clefable. Draining Kiss did so much, but I forgot this isn't Corviknight. This is only a Skarmory. That's only a mere Skarm. This is only a mere Skarm. So there's a Draining Kiss. Not much health, and I can burn him potentially. So now, you know, obviously he has the Side Shock potential and Squiver. See how much Side Shock's doing. It's doing 50. I might have to trade Invoke and win with what? Clef? Yeah, I can't deal with this. Why did I go Dragapult? This probably doesn't even kill. Ah, I choked there. I clicked Dragapult impulsively. That was actually a really big misplay. I was supposed to go to Zero Aura. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's signs and times of wrapping up this live. Though the live isn't over. It's not over, but like I played that last part like absolute shit. Like I just sacked 2 Pokemon for no reason when I could have had a full health Zero Aura and a full health Dragapult. Again, the game isn't over. I still think Clef plus Skarm can pull this through. I'll just have to let, especially if he gives me this here. Especially if he gives me, I need my Skarm to wake up. Let's see what we can do. But that's just, I think that's my sign to like stop playing now. Because that didn't even make sense. I'm so used to having Specs pull. I'm like, okay, go Hatterene, da, da, da. But I'm like, wait. Hex probably doesn't even kill Hatterene from there. There's no reason not to go to Zero Aura. Like, at all. If he goes to Among Us, I switch. If he goes to... like, there's literally no reason not to go to Zero Aura. This is going to be my last game. Because at the rate this is going, I'd have to, even if I won this game, I'd have to, for every 3 opponents I win, I beat. So he's smart to stack, to not sack Hattery. And so I'm actually gonna make a play here and go for high horsepower again. Stealth rocks though. Doubles to Hattery in here. That's a good play. I don't think he wants Zard, but if he doubles, he doubles. I can't believe I threw Dragapult out like that. Yeah. So let's wrap this up. This is where things are gonna start getting interesting because I have to start hammering away at his Excadrill. Actually, I'll calm mine here. He should. He's probably, the way he plays, he's probably not gonna hard switch his drilling because I could flamethrower. I haven't shown him what my other move is yet. There's the Moongie. Should go drill now if he had. Actually, no, he won't, because if I flamethrower on his drill switch, he's fucked. So he'd rather sack a Mungus or Hattery before he goes hard drill. Like literally, if I flamethrower and that drill is, if I flamethrower as he goes to drill here, he's fucked, right? So Hatterene gets killed, which means Driller comes in, right? And now I gotta use Hippowdon wisely. That's why I said the game's not over, especially because he's Life Orb. What? What? Yeah, this game's over now because he goes to Zard. But yeah, that's where we're gonna end the live for today. I can tell I'm not thinking clearly. That made no sense. Oh, I think the ladder just isn't updating in time. It's saying I'm 1781. Okay, let's grab another one. It's saying I'm 1781. I just need to have a mean run then. I can't believe I threw that game. What the fuck? Oh, whew. Alright. I forgot this is a live. I can just pause, go drink some water, and get back into the swing of things. Alright, so let's see. Let's break it down. There are a weak. Subpult, Destroys, Cleft, Frey Shifu. Hippowdon strictly for Toxtricity, and Volk for everything. And so I'd assume Mew gonna be lean, Well, I know these tend to run some red card shit, so let's cover for red card first. Could switch. Because if I sub, he's just gonna red card me out if that's what he has. So he was a red card, which means I can sub here. Yeah, it's a pretty big sub. He's gonna pay for this. Like he's gonna either lose another mine. I don't see how he can't lose another mine. Those spikes only affect Hippo. And it affects Pole too, but like Pole's about to put in work. I guess if he's like, so yeah, Urshifu, Darts doesn't 2-hit KO. So you Scarf Wicked Blow, we connect, big deal. Spike Matters versus Hippo though. I want to be careful of Izazu. +1 Volk, I want to always be outside of range of that. Clefable would make sense for me to go to here if my opponent was expecting that. That's what I'm actually gonna do is go Volcarona here. I don't get too care about Wicked Blow or even close for that matter. So I should be able to tell that I'm bulky Volk here and go to the Azu. Stays in. I won't die, so I know I could have switched there, but I don't understand people. Like I could have just, if I was like a Giga Drain variant, not Safeguard, you got swept. I guess he just gave up there. Huh. I'm surprised and disappointed that he just gave up. Playing like he's giving up. Please do enough. Nice. I'll take that crit with me. So ideal situation is Azu. That way I can go crazy with Dragapult. But his Azu is a problem, which is why I didn't want Volcarona to be in. If he belly drums and he's the correct set, the last one was slower than my Skarm. But if he belly drummed there and he was the correct set, I would have been in trouble. So I get to go Skarm on his Jet here, and I can just Whirlwind. So Whirlwind better or Roost here. Like literally, if he switches the Azu out, literally nothing else. I think Roost is better. Like if he switches out, and if he doesn't switch out and I Whirlwind. No, if he switches out and I Whirlwind, you got Aegislash or Volk, I was in a bad spot. Whereas me getting Toxtricity sucks, but it's not the end of the world, you know? I want Clef so that I can at least hit the Azu for good damage in case I need it to get low enough for Polt to be able to knock it out. At this point, Hippo is amazing, but I don't want Hippo to be the thing to kill this Toxtricity. I really don't know what to expect from this. He could overdrive. If he overdrives and I sack Zera, let's sack Volk. So he overdrives. He's gonna Boom Burst here. But again, it's about keeping shit at bay for Volk. Oh, he's slower than me. That's actually really good that he's slower than me. That's actually really good that he's slower than me. Because next time, if he has a cheeky idea of switching his belly drumming with his Azu, I'll put that thing in the dirt. He's clearly specs AG. He might not have he's Balloon. Maybe he's SD. So let's say he does have Shadow Sneak here. I think Knock is always the play. He does have Shadow Sneak, which, you know, makes sense. It's just a question of whether he's physical or special. I don't want to do. If he's Balloon, he's probably physical. So ideal situation is not getting Volk, but part of me doesn't mind the Volk. Okay, so I get Azu and I keep Whirlwinding, which means he's definitely not gonna go for a belly drum here. So it goes Volcarona. I get a spike there, which is a big deal. And so Hippo hard, Fire Dances. I'm so glad that he didn't get the boost. It's a big deal that he didn't get the boost, because I might have to. He quivered though. If he only has Fire Dance, I might be fine. That spike actually is a very big spike. SD Aegislash is a problem. Please hit. Thank you. SD Aegislash is a problem. And so here, if he goes to Azu, I just not Fire Dance. Upside is I think I'm outside of the range of Azu. Belly jump, excellent, excellent. I expected that. I might still have lost though. High horsepower, sandstorm. I'm healthy. So I'm trying to be outside of the range of Aegis slashes +2, whatever. He forfeits though. Okay, God bless. God bless. God bless. Okay. These games are mad close. A lot closer than I feel like they need to be. I'm not even gonna look at my points anymore. Let's go for a run, man. It's the last one. So we're gonna try to go for a run. If we do not get looked, I think I can win every single game we play. Now, last game I just played like fucking shit, but I do think from here on out, there's no reason I can't win every game. All right, so rack, Polt, Cloister. Oh, Cloister. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. Cloister. Alright, so game plan, never let Cloister set up. How can we do that? Never have a pot on in. Really, there's not much reason to have a pot on in unless it's Dragapult anyway. And then from there, sweep him with Volcarona. Yeah. That's the game plan right there. That's the game plan right there. And so in order to do so, very similar situation to the last time. Unfortunately, this guy is a Grimmsnarl. I don't want to get Thunder Waved. I mean, Clef is just the intelligent decision anyway. Excellent. Because he doesn't want to risk rocks. Makes sense. He's going to screens. Spirit breaks. And so now I switch so that he can't. So he has Spirit Break, play screen time. Which means he doesn't have T-Wave. I just don't want the Cloister in. Spirit Break, that's fine. You can't 2-kill me. And so now you gotta risk. You gotta fear Plasma Fist. So you're gonna reflect. Excellent, excellent. And so now he may Spirit Break here. It makes sense. But I'm trying to stall out the light screen 3 turns. If I stall out the light screen, then the Cloister can't Shell Smash. There goes Zeraori. I gotta be careful around his Togekiss. So he opts for Terrakion. This probably has Taunt too. And if he CCs, so be it. Then my Polt can really go in. Probably Scarpo. Actually, no, my better play is probably to go Hard Polt here. Oh, he's fucking banded. What? Fuck, I needed Polt. I expected rocks. Probably should have thought about the fact that he could have been non-rocks. Would have been my better play there. Then, fuck, he's banded. Shit. And so Grimmsnarl. Shit, I don't know. I'm trying to get around this Cloister, but maybe I'm too myopic with the Cloister to where I can't beat the rest of his team. I can beat the rest of his team with. So Grimmsnarl / Cloister would come out here, right? I'll double out to Clefable. I can't have his Cloister coming in. He seems like the type to go Cloister here and be like, yo, I'm either going to flinch you or you're going to switch. And, you know, I'm not for that. I'm not with that. I still have win cons. I'm just disappointed that I just sacked um I just sacked Pope. There he is. Bop, there it is. There it is. So I'm not letting this show smash. You're tripping, bro. You're tripping if you think I'm gonna let you show smash. You're out of your motherfucking mind. Okay, so we can win now. He's one of those. He's one of those. I see how the quickness to which he went to the Togekiss. He's like, I got something for you. So now Zeraora is good again. So we're gonna be mindful of that. I'm gonna keep Skarm at full for Tirak and potential real Skarm for everything else. So it's a combination of, let's say he is Scarf. Any tricks? He has 2 more turns to reflect. Maybe he's like, okay, well, no. What do I do here? What do I do here? Volk is the least useful. But Volk probably doesn't outspeed this thing. Trick is best case scenario. Trick is, I mean, Scarf is like, okay, so he's not Scarfed, which means I can Toxic here, so he can't flinch down Clef. Because otherwise, this thing could be a bitch. Okay, Ferrothorn's in. Let's start this party. Trying to stealth rock here. It's gonna just depend on a couple things. I'm gonna aim for a Clef endgame. It'll depend on if this Ferrothorn can touch my Clefable or not. I think that's ultimately what it's gonna come down to. So Skarm. So he has spikes. I benefit more from spikes than he does. So he has spikes and stealth rocks. He definitely can't touch my Clef. So let's get this last layer up. I'm gonna roost here. Be back to full. And Zero might be able to just sweep him. I don't think he can touch my Clefable. So I'm gonna Calm Mind here. If Gyro Ball is his last move, I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be tight if Gyro Balls is his last move. Are you fucking serious? Who does that? So I can actually stall out the Gyro Balls though. There's the Togekiss. I knew this would happen. So just Moonblast here. Might have T-Wave. Come on, for the love of God! Woo! I hate these kinds of players. Clef. I know it's a lot to ask to break through paralysis and hit a thunder and get a full para. But I'm gonna need that right now. Please, Clef. These guys right here, man. These players right here. So he's probably Hex Pult. So Grimmsnarl is dead. Tirak is in Skarm. Oh man. Ay. This ain't the team for shit like this. See, that's Flamethrower. I just needed one fucking hit on this thing. Because +1 either got a special attack drop or so I'm not gonna give up I have to Plasma Fist. These Ferrothorn can come, and it's actually it's funny the way he played. Like if I was I'll Flamethrower hard. Yes, God bless, God bless. Okay. Please be faster. Fuck! This dude is max speed Thunderwave, man. I hate these kinds of players, man. Alright, Hippo, do something for me. Do not get flinch, Hippo. That's all I ask. If you don't get flinch, I have a shot. Hippo. Hippo, do something for me right here. That's all I ask. Get this Rock Slide. Get this clutch fucking Rock Slide off. So that Clef can potentially come through. Hippo. I need to up the... Yeah, you don't have to guess that this is the end of the live. But... So, yep. Bye-bye, Isles of Armor. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.